So in this video, we're going to talk about the best places and ways to meet hot Budapest girls and get laid with these Hungarian beauties. And we're going to talk about three main ways: using online dating, the most common, fast, cheap and efficient way, in bars and nightclubs, and in the daytime. And we'll also talk about differences between living in Budapest versus living in the West. Now let's get started with how we mean to go on. If you want to meet girls easily, quickly and cheaply in Budapest and get laid, then the best way is to use online dating. And when I say online dating, I'm not talking about Tinder and OkCupid and all that nonsense, because that's played out. Every man and his dog is trying to use these dating apps. I'm talking about using a specialist sex or hookup dating site called Adult Friend Finder. So there are thousands of hot Hungarian girls looking for casual sex on this dating site, and millions upon millions all over the world. It's a dating site with 60% women and only 40% guys. Now, luckily for you, I have a free trial link for Adult Friend Finder, and you'll get a big 25% discount if you want to upgrade your account on that dating app to meet hot girls anywhere in the world. So use the link in the description below. So where do you want to stay if you want to meet girls in Budapest, if you're actually in the country? So aim to book your Airbnb in District 5 of Budapest, as you can see on the screen. Why District 5? Well, this is considered the central area of the city, and you will find the biggest concentration of bars, restaurants and clubs in this area. And beyond that, you'll also find quieter side streets, a little away from the action, so you can get some sleep when you're not hunting down those fine Hungarian women. And beyond even that, you will also find the West End Shopping Centre, an ideal place to meet hot girls in Budapest during the daytime. We'll talk more about this later. Now let's talk about nightlife in Budapest. This is something that most of you guys will be interested in if you go to the country. So the majority of bars and clubs are centred around District 5, which, as we say, is where you should attempt to stay. So, clubs in Budapest in District 5. Otkert. So, Otkert, a medium-sized club, often packed with super hot girls, but be warned, the guys there are very territorial. In fact, Budapest and Hungary in general is a very parochial country. The guys are tribal there. In fact, the people in Hungary are tribal, so the guys look after their girls. They're very territorial, and the ratios in Otkert there are pretty unfriendly often. It's not uncommon to see two guys for every girl. Then you've got Aether Club in Budapest, the famous Gosdu Court where Aether is housed, and this is an upmarket dance club. Often a decent number of hot women, plus you can walk around the Gosdu area and check out the numerous bars and restaurants if you strike out there. And then you've got Instant Complex in Budapest, the famous Instant, and this place is wild. It's got a massive 6 floors, and it's a monster of a club, and each room has a different theme. Now in this club, it's not so much younger girls as you're going to find MILFs and cougars, younger girls, mix of grungy girls, rock girls, emo girls, and classy gold digger types, and everything in between. Something for everyone in Instant there in Budapest. And you can see on the screen exactly what to expect if you go to the Instant Club. Then you've got Peaches and Cream in Budapest. And this is one of the trashier clubs in Budapest in my opinion, but it is highly rated. And so you will find less classy girls who are just out for a good time, if you know what I mean. Unfortunately, the local guys know all about this club, so expect stiff competition from local men who are also looking to meet girls who put out relatively easily. Then you've got Simpler Kurt, also in Budapest, another ruin bar like Instant, and these bars and clubs are popular in Budapest, that is, ruin bars. So Simpler Kurt is not as large as Instant, but it's less of a pickup joint, and you'll find more student-type girls here, just having a good time. It's also not as loud and thumping, so you can actually have a conversation with a girl. Now, there is less of a full-on pickup vibe here, so it's a good place to meet Budapest girls if you're more introverted and less inclined to spend time in clubs. Then you've got Club Heaven, so it's a more upmarket club than the ruin bars and clubs you'll see, as we've talked about. The women here are likely older, up to about 40 or so. They're a bit classier, and they're looking for an older guy. You'll find less students here and less of a frenetic vibe. Now, if you don't want constant thumping music and you want to meet a classy girl over 25, Club Heaven in Budapest is a good place to go. Now, there's quite a few opportunities for day game in Budapest, and many of them in the same area of town as the Nightlife, that is District 5. And so you can find some of the best shopping in the city on Fashion Street and Váci ulica Street in District 5. And so what does that mean? It means you'll find single women from Budapest all over the world out window shopping or buying things throughout the day. So take a stroll through these parts of town and chat up any sexy Hungarian girls that you see. Also the surrounding areas: Vörösmarty Square, Erzsébet Square, Arena Plaza, Andrássy, and along the Danube River. Now these places are pretty good during April up to about September, but during the winter time, if you're crazy enough to go to Budapest, do check out the West End shopping mall. Plenty of young Hungarian girls walking around there, and I got several lays with very attractive women from the West End shopping mall. Now let's talk about online dating again in Budapest. So, if you strike out on Adult Friend Finder, an Adult Friend Finder is mainly for younger guys under the age of 35. And if you're an older guy though, over 35 up to about 55, 60, there are plenty of women on Seeking Arrangement, and I've also got a free trial for that in the description below this video, and also a big 25% discount on Seeking Arrangement because it is quite an expensive dating app. So what's Seeking Arrangement all about, and is it any good in Budapest? Well, it's for sugar babies, that is younger, really hot girls looking for kind of older guys with some money. Now that doesn't mean that you're handing over wadges of cash to these girls just to go out with them. It's just that they're looking for a more settled, older guy that they can get into a relationship with. And I've had plenty of relationships with girls from this site. Often really hot, really beautiful girls that you can meet on Seeking Arrangement there. So if you want to give that a go to meet girls in Budapest, or once again any city in the world, or even a small town actually, use the link in the description below and get your big 25% discount on Seeking Arrangement there. The best way to get laid then is online dating using Adult Friend Finder if you're younger, Seeking Arrangement if you're older, and daytime and going to the nightclubs. Now if you do strike out in the daytime, you're not sure how to approach, and you have approach anxiety, you can try my Secret Society video series, which teaches you how to approach women from IOIs and signals. It's a 7-hour series telling you how to approach women in the daytime and in clubs off of IOIs. So you stand a good chance of a high success ratio rather than just spam approaching. If you want to try that, that's also a link in the description below to my own product, which I made when I saw guys spam approaching women all over the world and realized it's a very fruitless way and debilitating way of approaching women. So this is more about spotting signals, forcing signals from women and approaching them off those signals and standing a much higher chance of success. If you want to give that a go, use the link in the description. As with the other products we've talked about in this video, good luck getting laid in Budapest, and I'll see you guys in the next video.